What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Tuesday, March 30th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter, at Josh Engleman, so you can get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who are your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We round out the bottom of my top 10 with Paul George, if he plays, Kawhi Leonard, Reggie Jackson, Jamal Murray, and Rui Hachimura on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites, my top 5 plays for today? It is time to find out. First up at number 5, one I don't trust at all. That would be center eligible Alex Len. He's 4K, projected for 21.5. The goal is 36. He's in the optimal lineup 25% of the time. Now, I gave him 21 minutes. He could play 14. He could play 27. I have no idea. Daniel Gafford went down yesterday, hurt his ankle, so they are down one of their centers. But between Len, Robin Lopez, Rui Hachimura, probably somebody else that I can't remember on the Wizards because they're the Wizards, they have options. And against the Hornets, you can kind of go any direction you want. So 21 minutes, I feel like I'm being pretty average with my thoughts. He's a 1 fantasy point per minute guy in a pace neutral spot, projected for 10, 5.5, an assist, maybe a block or two. It's just simply value. And in a GPP, you can kind of go either way here. If Len picks up a ton of ownership, I'd be a little bit nervous. If he's not picking up any ownership, then I would want to get to him in a large field contest. If it's in the middle, then you cross your fingers and you hope that he's in the proper lineup. Next up at number 4, if he plays, shooting guard eligible Bradley Beal. He's 8,900, projected for 47. The goal is 53. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. Now, we don't know if he's going to play. He did not play yesterday on the front end of the back-to-back. Maybe that opens him up for this one. I've given him 36 minutes, 1.3 fantasy points per minute, 34% usage, 31 points, almost 5 rebounds, almost 5 assists. You're going to need to get there on scoring. And if Bradley Beal is in, I expect him to score. It's a pretty good matchup for Beal, all things considered. But if he's not healthy, he's not healthy. We'll know this news. This is going to be one we have to keep an eye on. Pretty sure this is the 7 o'clock game. At least that's what's in my brain right now. If I'm wrong, you guys will know that immediately. If I'm right, then just assume that I didn't say anything about me being wrong right now. Either way, if Beal is in, you have to play him because 8,900 is not nearly expensive enough. And on a 4-game slate, raw points might rule the roost. And if Beal just has a pedestrian game, 46 is going to be more than enough. At number 3, we get my preferred pay-up option, at least for right now. That's center-eligible NIKOLA JOKIC. He's 10,500, projected for 53.5. The goal is 58.8. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. We're talking 35 minutes, 1.53 fantasy points per minute, 29% usage, and then it's Jokic doing a little bit of everything. 25 points, 11 boards, 7.5 assists. More than a steal, basically 2 stocks in a pace-up spot against Philly that does not have Joel Embiid, which by all accounts has to be great for Nikola Jokic. He should smash here. It doesn't really matter to me which other center is rolling out there for Philly. I don't care if it's Dwight Howard. That's not going to bother me at all. It's certainly not going to be Mike Scott slowing Nikola Jokic down. Really anxious to see which direction they go. Do they put Ben Simmons on him? That would be fun. I'd like to see it. Jamal Murray go nuts in that scenario. No more Gary Harris on Denver. That's a bummer. Obviously, he's been hurt for a while, and I have no idea why I'm talking about Gary Harris right now. But it does make me sad. Really good defensively. Anyway, pay up for Nikola Jokic because 10,500 on this particular slate is kind of a no-brainer to me. His floor is so high because of his scoring and rebounding and assists. Like, I don't see a ton of downside here. And if you just need raw points, it should be pretty easy for, Jokic is going to be north of 50, like, I don't know, 70% of the time or something along those lines. Just play Nikola Jokic today. It's that simple. You should also be playing my number 2 guy, small forward, power forward eligible Gordon Hayward. He's second on FanDuel as well. 7,600, projected for just about 40. Goal is 48.5. He's in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. Now, Gordon Hayward gets the benefit of facing Washington. This is a massive pace up spot. They gain 5 possessions over their average. That's like 2.5 points for Gordon Hayward. 1.1 fantasy points per minute in this spot. 25% usage, 21 points, 7 boards? Yeah, 7 boards, 4.5 assists. You might get 2 stocks, but this matchup is perfect. You get to face a team that plays faster than anybody else in the league, and it's not even close. This is an incredible benefit. This will be the most popular game, so be aware of the public ownership. But in terms of how good of a play someone is, Gordon Hayward is hard to turn his back. Like, I don't know what I was about to say there. It wasn't going to be like proper English. So let's just say this. Gordon Hayward is my number 2 contender. You should play him a lot. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then head on over to Twitter, follow me, at Josh Engleman. It's the only place that you can get the updates to my sim results before we get to lock. I won't be on live before lock tonight, so keep your eyes peeled in that 6 o'clock range so I can drop my updates. Updates are pretty easy on a 4-gamer. News isn't coming in all fast and furious like it will be tomorrow. And finally, let me know in the comment section, that's just underneath this video, who's your favorite and least favorite of my contenders. And if your favorite contender isn't on this list, let me know who you have your eye on. And finally, the number 1 contender, that would be shooting guard Malik Monk, 4,900, projected for 27. The goal is 39. He's in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. Now, he's normally a 0.9 fantasy point per minute guy, but because of this matchup and because of his slightly increased role with LaMelo Ball out, I actually have him as a 0.105, or nope, flip that, 1.05 fantasy points per minute. Man, I am whiffing today. The coffee's just not hitting me where I need it to. 26 minutes, but there's some variability there. 26% usage, 17 points, 3.5 boards, 2.5 assists, maybe a stock, but it's a massive pace up spot. That should be a huge benefit for Malik Monk. He's just going to have to get there in scoring, and I'm willing to take my chances on someone getting there in scoring when they're a high usage scorer, especially at 4,900. We don't have a ton of value out there, so I am willing to bet on Malik Monk. I hope you guys are as well. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Tuesday, March 30th. Process show is already in the books. Go watch that. Contenders videos, done. You can go watch the FanDuel version of this. You've already seen the DraftKings one, obviously. I'm on the strategy show with Lofty today, but no live before lock. So keep your eyes peeled for the updates, and then good luck tonight. I will be back again tomorrow morning. We got another big slate ahead of us, so we'll be doing another edition of the Contenders.